Hello and welcome to our channel. In today's video we will talk about Ukraine, a beautiful country with lots of interesting sights we bet you didn't know. A mix of traditional old world Europe and urban modern life. Magnificent culture and lovely people. Modern culture and folk art, ancient history and an almost crazy pace of life in the big cities. It's Ukraine, a country to explore and fall in love with. So, let's get started. And the first fact, Ukraine is the largest country in Europe. Ukraine is located in East Central Europe and considered to be the largest country in the region. In terms of the total area, spanning 603 square kilometers. Well, it's actually twice the size of Italy. 5.7% of the European territory or 0.44% of the whole world. 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Ukraine. Ukraine is home to 7 sites protected by the UNESCO World Heritage List. These include Kyiv St. Sofia Cathedral and Lviv Historic Center, Chernobyl University, as well as unique wooden churches in the Carpathian and the beech forests that surround them. By the way, Chernobyl University looks like Hogwarts. I remember going there. I felt like Hermione Granger there. And the next fact. Ukraine is among the world's most literate country. Nearly 100% of Ukraine's adult population is literate. Literacy rate of 99.97% for adults ages 15 and up. The country has made great progress in the past 20 years to reduce the number of illiterate people. Fourth fact. Ukrainian is top 3 beautiful language worldwide. Ukrainian language is the only official language in Ukraine. Interestingly, Ukrainian language was rated the 3rd most beautiful language in the world, behind French and Persian. Also, it was rated the 2nd most melodious, behind Italian. So we can prove it. Slava Ukraini! Ukraine is not Russian. They share about 62% of lexical similarity. What many people don't know is that Ukrainian has a higher lexical similarity with Polish, Slovak and Belarusian than it does with Russian. Ukrainian speakers can often understand Russian, while Russian speakers don't understand Ukrainian. Easter eggs, Писанка. Ukraine is home to one of our favorite holiday pastimes, Easter eggs. Originally colored and patterned using wax and dye, we have Ukraine to thank for our favorite decoration wreath. Nobody knows when exactly this tradition started. A number of different origin stories persist. One story says that the ritual is meant to represent the return of sunshine after a long winter. And eggs are used because yellow yolk is thought to resemble the sun. Wow, that's meaningful. The next fact. Ukraine is considered to be the breadbasket of Europe. The vast area of cultivable land in Ukraine with fertile black soil made it ideal place for growing wheat and other food crops. It was nicknamed the breadbasket of Europe. Generally, Ukraine boasts roughly 42 million hectares of agricultural land. Today, Ukraine continues to be one of the largest producers of wheat in the world. But Russia's invasion has significantly hindered Ukrainian's agriculture sector, threatening food security worldwide. Pre-war annual agriculture export totaled $27.8 billion, which is 41% of the country's total export. Ukraine accounts for 10% of the world wheat market, 15% of the corn market and 13% of the barley market. Also, it's the world's largest producer of sunflower seeds, and across every part of Ukraine, you'll see stunning fields of these yellow blooms, so many that they would cover the entire of Slovenia if you uprooted them. And the next fact, the world's largest plane, Mriya, or full name IN 225. Is the largest transport aircraft not only in Ukraine but also in the whole world. During his short existence, he won more than 200 records, for which he was entered into Guinness Book of Records. The largest aircraft, Mriya, was created to meet transport needs in the space industry back in 1988. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, he participated in many air shows, performed commercial flights transporting unusually large cargo, and transported humanitarian aid to Iraq and military supplies to the Middle East. But unfortunately, it was destroyed during Russian invasion to Ukraine. The enormous aircraft named Mriya, or Dream in Ukrainian, was parked in an airfield near Kyiv when it was attacked by Russian occupants. Russia might have destroyed our Mriya, but they will never be able to destroy our dream of a strong, free and independent democratic European state. We shall prevail, wrote Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba on Twitter. The restoration is estimated to take over $3 billion in over 5 years, the statement said. Our task is to ensure that these costs are covered by the Russian Federation, which has caused international and intentional damage to Ukraine's aviation and cargo sector. And the next fact, Ukraine's impact to the world. Often, everyday things become so natural that we simply do not think about their origin. We can use complex devices and equipment, apply algorithms that make our life easier, more comfortable, and even safer, having no idea how they were created. Moreover, there are always people behind these inventions, and many of them are Ukrainians, who once believed in a crazy idea and made it a reality. And the first famous invention is Sikorsky R-4, the world's first production helicopter. R-4 is also the first helicopter included in the US Army, Navy, Coast Guard, and the United Kingdom Royal Air Force and Royal Navy. The inventor of the helicopter is a Kyiv aircraft designer who emigrated to the USA, Igor Sikorsky. In 1831, he patented a design of a flying machine with two propellers, horizontal one on the roof and vertical one on the tail. Gradually, his small company turned into a powerful concern, annually producing hundreds of civilian and military helicopters. Even all US presidents have been using Sikorsky invention for more than half a century. CD. The prototype of the future CD was invented by a student of Kyiv Institute Viacheslav Petrov in late 60s. Back then, the development was scientific in nature and had nothing to do with music. Anti-robotic prosthetic heart valves. In 1965, the Kyiv surgeon Mykola Amosov invented anti-robotic prosthesis and performed the first heart mitral valve surgery. Amosov also founded the Cardiac Surgery Center that became the world top center of global innovation in medicine. Immune system. Ilya Meshnikov was the first to develop a theory of protective system of the human body. Able talk. Gloves that can establish verbal contact between people who have disabilities and others who do not understand sign language. Liquid fuel missile carrier MBR-ER-7. The MBR-ER-7 transported into space orbit the first artificial Earth satellite and the first human-crewed spacecraft. It was designed by a team of scientists led by Sergei Korolev. Vaccines against plague and cholera. Volodymyr Hawkin worked first in Odessa and later in Paris. In France, he invented an anti-cholera vaccine. While working on his inventions, Hawkin conducted most of the tests on his own body. Later on, in India, more than 4 million people were vaccinated, and the outstanding scientist was appointed chief bacteriologist of the country. Sergei Korolev is the designer of the Soviet rocket and space technology. He is the founder of astronautics. In 1931, he and his colleague Frederick Zander made a public organization for the study of jet propulsion, which later became the State Research and Development Laboratory for the Development of Missile Aircraft. In 1957, Korolev launched the first artificial satellite into Earth's orbit. Also, Ukrainians are known for invention of genetic code, framework hive, piezomotor, first kidney transplant, kinescope, postal code, gas lamp, bloodless blood test, and hard disk drives. Chernobyl. Ukraine was at heart of one of the biggest catastrophes of the 20th century. Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded in 1986 at the number 4 reactor. The reactor core explosion released massive amounts of radioactive material into the environment, and large parts of Europe were affected by the radioactive cloud, leaving a once thriving community of Ukrainians completely destroyed. The effects of the explosion were felt far and wide and have recently been dramatized in HBO's recent series of the same name. Totally recommended. Rich history. Ukrainian civilization dates back to 4800 BC. The country is located in the area where Tripolian civilization thrived. Historians have long been drawn to choosing metaphors to describe the region. It has been called the gates of Europe, as many people, culture, taste, and religions have entered Europe through Ukrainian lands. It has also been regarded as a cradle of many people and cultures because Ukrainians, Poles, Jews, Tatars, Belarusian, Roma, Bulgarians, Greeks, Armenians, Germans, and Romanians lived and worked alongside one another for centuries. In 1891, Ukraine declared independence in order to build a free, democratic and sovereign state within internationally recognized borders. Last but not the least, Ukrainians' impact to the world. Ukrainian woman who changed the history, Anna Yaroslavna. Anna Yaroslavna, or Anna of Kyiv, serves as a reminder of the importance of cross-cultural communication and cooperation in shaping the course of history. Daughter of Grand Prince Yaroslav the Wise, was Queen of France after marrying King Henry I. Her diplomatic efforts promoted culture and political ties between France and Kievan Rus, leading to future alliances and trade agreements. Anna is celebrated as a symbol of culture heritage shared between Ukraine and Europe. Kyiv Princess initiated construction of many schools, libraries, and churches. She greatly contributed to Christian education of French people. I hope you enjoyed today's videos about Ukraine as much as I did. Let us know in comments which facts were more surprising for you. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. And also let us know in comments next country you want to hear facts about or topics to cover. See you in the next video. Take care!